I actually have a fetish for bad and odd translations, so I'm going to show you a few of my favorites that the World Wide Web provided. Do not disturb, tiny grass is dreaming. Remember to flash the toilet. Beep vegetables. A winner is you. And my favorite, Victory. So, I now want to tell you a bit about the typical troubles we have when we translate a game. Number one is context. Context is the biggest problem when translating a game because most of the time we don't even get to see the game we're translating, as some of you know. And what we do get instead is an Excel file with a bunch of words and sentences organized in a random order, actually. So if you look at the first word, order, that can mean the order in a restaurant. Can you think of other meanings what this word can have?
Order of the silent night.
Exactly. That's a good one. The order of the... It can also mean to organize something or to order your troops. And guess what? In German, this word doesn't only have different meanings, it also has completely different translations. So it can easily happen that the translator doesn't know the context and chooses the wrong translation, and then you play your game, you think you press this button and send out your troops, but instead you just bought an item or organized your items or something like that. So this can be pretty annoying. And the solution is not really for the translator to become a better mind reader, even though that's a good skill to have. But translator and developer have to work together. The translator has to ask questions, the developer has to respond, and the developer can also maybe add notes to the text file saying, hey, the player presses this button and then this happens. And then, yeah, many of these problems would not occur. A closer? Oh, damn, sorry. Did you hear anything I said? Okay. Okay. Like, oh, damn, too fast. So, yes. So with that, let's move on to another problem, text limitations. Here we have this simple, tiny English sentence, I'm glad you're okay. Well, German texts are usually like 30–40% longer than English texts. So if the developer has not coded a scalable text box, then I have a problem because I have to try to fit a sentence that I would translate as bevor ich bin, dass es dir gut geht, into this tiny space. So in the end, it diminishes the meaning and it won't look good anymore. And imagine if I have to kill a few of the English words and then it just reads, say, glad okay, or something like that, or you're okay? So things just stop making sense at some point. So number 3, variables. Another challenge. First, we have to find out what they actually mean. In-game, they will be displayed as character names, item names, location names, something like that. And in this case, we have go talk to blah blah in blah blah to get blah 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 blahs. So go talk to that character in that location to get that amount of items. Well, yeah, this is a problem with languages like German where we have several cases and several genders because as you can see in the last variable, for example, there's a plural S and that works well in English most of the time. You can just, in many cases, add an S to the word. But in German, that doesn't work at all because we have different letters that form a plural and sometimes it's a completely different word, or the word just changes completely, like Mann becomes Männer, Haus becomes Häuser. So we have to find a workaround. Oops, damn. That's a bit less pretty, but that at least works. So here I would do it, for example, go talk to blah blah in blah blah to receive the following, blah blah x blah blah, which actually with actual words could mean go talk to Chris in Chrishausen to receive the following, 5 times Chris. So this is not super elegant, but yeah, this is how we have to do it sometimes, unfortunately. So, of course, there are more issues in game localization. We don't have that much time today. It could be that the English text I receive is already bad, or that there's just no time to do things right, and that we just don't have enough information to do things. If you're interested, you can check out my blog at oneuptranslations.com, and there I talk more about that. But now, I haven't actually told you what localization actually means. So the formal definition is translating something with cultural adaptation to a specific market. So, but the way I think about it is, every country has their own hillbillies. What I mean is, let's say the developer has created a character. We call him Joe Billy Bob. Joe Billy lives in West Virginia. Joe Billy lives in a trailer. Joe Billy is married to his cute cousin. He drives a truck. You know what I mean. And I know this is kind of racist and offensive, but I'm not the developer. So, yeah, I know this is a very exaggerated example, but my problem now is that Germans might not know that Joe Billy is supposed to be a hillbilly name. They don't know anything about West Virginia, and they just won't get the reference. So now all the careful characterization work that the developers and the writers have put into their work is totally lost on a German audience who misses out on that joke and the racism. So, yeah, this is a very silly example with Joe Billy Bob, but imagine there's a line in the game that says something like, she was dressed all in black, assuming that she goes to a funeral. This wouldn't work in Korea because people usually dress in white there. You nod, so I'm glad. Good. Or I remember in one Pokemon game I worked on, there was a food item, corn dog, which doesn't make any sense. It doesn't mean anything in German. People don't eat corn dogs here and might not even know what that is. So we made that a bratwurst. And yeah, or it could be, for example, also maybe there's a 7-Eleven, there's a line that says, hey, let's drop by 7-Eleven and get some booze. Well, there's no 7-Eleven in Germany. We have kiosk, we have Spätis, we have Trinkhalle, depending on which city you live in. So those are things that need to be localized to keep the player immersed in the game universe. Otherwise, he might get confused. And that's it. Thanks.